Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm Spirited Out, by the way. Um, Basically, we are going to be having some kind of thing between, you know, um, when I look at the water signs, and I'll go through every single sign, you must remember that all things will go into place. And this is my whole entire introduction, okay? Just hear me out, and then I'll do the readings. This seems to be very substantial of knowing what's going to happen. When I look at the between water signs, air signs, or signs, fire signs, there's always something. There's always there's always some kind of things are going around. And I know it seems to be very good. But energies will change. Mostly. They will. You just have to understand that things are going to go into place, you know, and that's how we're going to see it. So, anyway, while I'm trying to get all your attention here, this is how it's going to be. It's going to be very significant. It's going to be marvelous. It's going to be magnificent. And it's going to be very good. So, as you can see, that this is how we're going to do the reading. And readings will take place, but you know what? It will be good. So, if we enjoy this, I hope it will, and I hope that you will catch on and enjoy. As you can see, I'll be doing two, like what other readers do, where you get all three cards, six cards, whatever, and then all of a sudden you do whatever on one side, middle, whatever. But anyway, the point being is that while I'm trying to get this all started here, it's basically that it is. So we're going to start off our water signs first, fire signs second, third is earth signs, and the last ones are air signs. We're going to try to do that in order. So I hope that everything will be okay. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not new, you know how it is. So just hope it resonates to all of you. Here we go. All right, so today we are going to do this as a simple way. Basically, this is how you're going to see it in my point of view. So I hope that this will resonate to all of you, and I hope it will. So here we go. In my own situation, that we're going to do this in a good way, and I hope it will. So just remember, first off, I'll do a shuffle. I'm in the shuffle. Do. You know exactly. It's that song that's still going around. Anyway, let's first off with water signs in this picture. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Anything that represents that in the first shuffle. Anything that represents that. Anything is between upright cards or anything. So we have one here, two here, three here, four here, five here, six here. All right, so we have this, and I hope it will go good. So we have the Nine of Cups reversed. Wow, the Emperor is reversed. Interesting. Page of Swords is upright. Eight of Cups is upright. Interesting. The Fool reversed, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so someone is traveling here. Basically, we have the Page of Swords that represents that there could be communication here. There could be, maybe it's between communication. I'll double check that. But as you can see, we have water, air, and fire. We have 9 zodiac signs in this picture. We have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Then we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's like 9 zodiac signs in this picture. Like, holy crap. Anyway, the point being is that while we have 9 zodiac signs in this picture, in this gorgeous realm, there are things that you must reevaluate. That's a very good. You have to reevaluate this. You have 1, 2, 3 reverse cards. 1, 2, 3 are upright. It does make any sense. It does make a lot of sense here. Like I say, energies will switch time to time again. But this is how it kind of resonates. Like based on factor and based on everything else, you have to understand that yes, you like to travel. Yes, you're gonna go your own way. Yes, you're thinking, I'm gonna go this way. I'm going to go my own direction. Yeah. Basically, when I see the Eight of Cups in the Eight of Wands, yeah, you're ready to travel. You want to travel. You want to go somewhere. You're talking. You're trying to do your own thing. Like there are things that you're trying to learn. It's basically learning. Learning is very good. Like as a way of knowing. But when we decide of knowing what to expect it between good versus bad, bad versus good, whatever it is, you have to remember that you must re-energize your thinking. That's what I'm going to say. Re-energize your thinking means that, in my point of view, is that you think a good way of, okay, I'm going to travel to this area. Yeah, but the thing is, if you're traveling, you're going to have lots more ways. And there are good ways and there are sometimes bad ways. If there's a bad way, don't go for it. If it's a good way, start from one area to another area. Work your way. It needs to be very substantial of doing this. It doesn't really matter that you think, forget this. I don't know what Spirit Alex is saying. I'm going to do it my own way. Frankly, it's basically that. It needs to be very, very good at knowing what to do. Like, as simple as that. You know, you're fighting with fire. Like, don't do that. Like, don't, because the point being is that you have to let things go. You have to let it go. But as a way of knowing, you need to visualize yourself and say, okay, let's do this. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to reconsider. That's why you're going to do your own thing. But my intention is that when you do your own thing, you need to realize what's going to happen. This is almost like a two-way street. For example, if this is a street, this is a street, you only have two streets, right? From this angle to this angle, okay? Pretend that this is a street. Okay, now you're trying to figure out which way you're going to go, right? So, that's what you have to do. But it's a very good example. You just have to go exactly which way. Exactly which way. This is my little coffee thing. But anyway, the point being is that in this picture is that you have to realize that you must reconsider of don't travel, don't do anything, because you're trying to have a good connection. Like, yes, you seems to be everything. Like, that's why I'm looking at the positives and not the negatives. Like, I'm like, because between the energies can switch, and that's what I do my other videos. I tell that the energies will switch negative, positive into negative. You have to learn that. You have to learn based on that. This is how you have to, magnificent way of doing it. Like, Okay, let me move the cards a bit more. Okay, what I'm going to do. I'll try to figure out what's happening in this picture, and I hope that you will see it in my kind of way. So we're going to use this, and then we're going to use this. So what's the beautiful reading of, like, what's the opposite of the Page of Swords? Okay, what's happening? So we're going to do that. All right, so we have this, that it's going to be, and then this is going to be. Okay, so this is how we're going to see this. So we have the Hierophant is upright, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles are upright. So, this is how it is. Like, you're trying to think of it as a good way or not so good way. Now when you have all of this, like you have 9 zodiac signs, now you have 10, 11, 12. Like we have 12 zodiac signs in this picture. Like holy moly, right? 12 zodiac signs. Now in this case, that this is a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Now, I'm going to try to read as much as I can because there's going to be so much information here. And this is like the first reading, by the way. First reading. So this is how it is. So let's look at the let's look. Right, so we are going to look at the Hierophant. Wait, well, I'll look at the Fool because it's reversed. In this position, the Fool reminds us not to overthink matters. In general, things are what they look like. We shouldn't we shouldn't pretend they are not. A beautiful day is a beautiful day, and no occasion is wear a fleece hat. Take responsibility for your choices. Well, with that, okay. Um, anyway, I'll go to see. Uh, the Hierophant is upright. It says the Hierophant or High Priest is associated with Odin, the one-eyed god of wisdom, prophecy, and his raven companions. The wise elder always follows the rules. Sometimes he even makes them. But what about the rules that are meant to be broken? The counters meant to be jumped on. The upholstery meant to be clawed. Sometimes it's okay to turn a blind eye. So, it reminds me that conformity, both good and bad, that's how it is. But as you can see, is that this is how the reading is. It has to work your way, my way, but actually it has to work your way, not my way. It just has to go to show you, because when I look at this is a reflection. Reflection is like, it's like looking yourself in the mirror and then you forgot something, and it could be on your face, right? But let's not talk about that. But it reminds me that this is like a reflection. You're trying to work things out here. You're trying to do your own thing. It seems to be rational, but it's very good to understand how it is. And that's why it feels like you must know that things will change, and they will. Okay, this is how the reading is at the moment. Anyway, so the point being is that while I'm trying to say this in this way, this is how it is at the moment. You decide if this is good for you. Just remember about the energies. This, and this are reversed. Okay. When you look at the video, you think that they're upright. Yes. But just remember that this, then you have this are reversed. Okay. This, and this are upright. These are separate, but this is how it is. Okay. You decide what's happening to you. Okay. You decide if everything is okay. Because when I look at this, you would think, why you're using this, right? Well, because it is, right? That's why that these energies will switch. That's why they're going to be switching in the next maybe couple of few days. So if you are doing this the right way, then it is the right way. If it's not, you know what it is. So just remember how this resonates to all of you. Okay? That's why this reading is very, very substantial. And I hope it is. So just remember how it is at the moment for you. But keep it up. The next reading, tell me about it for next reading. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we'll do this. This is kind of like a different spread, but we're going to figure this out because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. But this is a good reading. So let's see. Okay, so the moon is reversed. Interesting. 4 of Wands reversed. Okay, so 2 of Cups. Ace of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Oh my lord, this is really insane. The last card is the King of Wands. There's something going on here. I know that the 4 of Wands represents marriage. Okay. Right now, okay, so this represents we have fire signs, water signs, earth signs. Again, we have okay, so we have Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Then we have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Then we have, and then earth signs we have Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Has 9 zodiac signs in this picture. What the? Wow. There's something going on in this picture here. There is something going on because when I look at this, I'm thinking there's something. Because you yourself is in love with somebody. You're not getting married. Your money is kind of slipping away from your fingers. I think that's correct. But there's always something going on in this picture. There's always something. Like I think you are changing the direction. I think so. It's like you're going right. It's like you're going left, but you turn the other way. You're turning right. That's what I'm getting at. Is let me see this. Let me see. Ace of Wands is upright, so let me read that. You're highly motivated, energized, and filled with new ideas that inspire growth. A world of possibility is opening up. Follow your passion. Okay. What's the King of Wands reversed? King of Wands reversed. You are not in a leadership position, but not ready to fully step into that role. Prefer to work in the background. You may have a clear vision, but you need to embrace your leadership skills to bring that vision into being. What in the world is happening? Okay. What's the Four of Wands reversed? There may be instability in the home, or a transition to a new home. Do what you can to settle in and ground yourself in your current environment, even if it's a temporary home. So basically, you're staying there. You're staying there because you're not moving. You aren't moving. What's the moon? The moon reverses. You're driving into the murky depths of your innermost mind. There may be fear, anxiety, and confusion. You need to go deeper to the core of your emotions. To release this fear, then you will be free. Interesting. There's something going on in this picture. Not trying to go slow, but I am. What's the Five of Pentacles? Right. You're expressing you're experiencing financial loss, poverty, and feel isolated and alone. Help is nearby, but you're too focused on your financial problem to notice. You may be sabotaging your ability to create abundance by focusing only on what you lack. Interesting. Interesting. See, every time when I'm making a video, I hope that my viewers are paying attention to this. But when things are not, it's like you're not paying attention to spirituality, you're paying attention to someone else. It doesn't make any sense. Like, interesting. Like, interesting. Interesting concept. Like, isn't this a very situation reading? Like, you need to be on the ball, but you're not on the ball. You're like not even reaching. You're not even playing. You're not doing anything. But this energy is quite different. It is quite different. It is because point being is that while I'm trying to figure this out in one way or another way, this reading is very different. It totally is. Okay, it totally is because when I look at this and you think, okay, why is it totally? This is how it's going to be. I'm going to need to have some whatever things to introduce this. We're going to need to put this out. Maybe I can just do with this. Like, let me try to do this. Okay, let me try to do this. Tell me something, Spirit, that represents this totally reading between Cups, Pentacles, and Wands. The 9 Zodiac Signs in this picture. You can do it. That's very significant. Okay, so you can do it. But what would that be, Spirit? What can that be? Okay, let me read this because this just gonna make any sense. Okay, so it says you can do it. So the Cougar says there are times when you feel like no matter what you try to do you you won't be able to do it. Whether it's making something artistic, getting better grades in school, or doing something you have never done before. To learn and to grow, you have to try new things. Even if you don't think you can do them well, you have to stretch yourself and reach a little beyond what you think you can do. That sometimes the only way you can find out what you can do. And it doesn't matter whether or not you succeed. If not, you can at least say you tried. If you do succeed, you build more and more confidence in yourself. One of the keys is in your thinking. If you think, "Oh, I can never do this," then you won't even try. Or if you do try, You won't put all your effort into it, like the little engine that could. Just believe that you can do it and keep trying until you accomplish what you set out to do. When you tackle something that seems difficult or challenging, it will also help to ask for my help, and I will be there in spirit. Activity. Whenever there's something hard that you've faced with, tell yourself over and over, I can do this. And perhaps even look at yourself in the mirror while saying it as if you're talking to another person. Think of times in your life when you didn't think you could do something, but you found out you were able to do so. Write about it in your journal. Make a list of all the things you have accomplished in the past year. And as you do, notice how you feel. So, it means that you can try to do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it. That's what it is, okay? But when you are stuck, money slipping through your fingers, you're doing other things. You're thinking about, you know, something that is very, very, very uncertainty. You need to do best. You need to like sit in a very, very good example. Okay, this is how it is. And I know that this is almost a big reading here because it almost is exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. There's no way of saying, "Oh, I got this. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a risk taker or whatever." Yes, you can, but the thing is, when you have all the things that you need to do, like you can eventually think like, "Oh no, I did something wrong." Yeah, you would. So it's like if you do something like playing a board game or playing chess or playing hockey or anything about those things, you can do it. But if you keep trying and trying, just practice all the time. Just practice. So it's like you can even practice with your partner. This seems to be a friendship, it could be a partnership, but you know what? You can practice. You can even play hockey with someone else, even if you ask them politely. But the point being is that in this um, reading here, it has to be good. It has to be motivational skills, whatever it is. But all the signs that I'm trying to do, like there's 9 zodiac signs here, because you have water, you have earth, you have you have fire, like you have all those signs. And this is how it's a big reading. Now the point being is that while I keep going with this reading, there is more to this. There is more because when you look at this and think, oh, Spirited Alex has lots. Yes, it is because this here is quite significant. I'm gonna say because you have 1, 2, and 3 reverse cards. You have 1, 2, and 3 upright. This even upright, but that's what it says. But you can still keep doing it as long as you can need to. That's how it is. Now, while you're knowing about your reading, because if you're involved with this reading, this is how it is meant for you and to everyone who is watching my new channel, watching my channel, whatever. So anyway, we'll go back to the reading a bit. There's gonna be more in this case, and I'll try to do whatever I need to do. So let's see. What's the opposite of the King of Wands in this picture? Tell me something. Okay, one more. I'll fit one more in here. Okay, so we have the Emperor. Very good cat picture, but still. We're going to look at that. It's the same one, but it's a different one. But as you can see, is that this is an upright card. So we have that now. Now while I try to do this more. Okay, so we have to look at the Emperor. Now I'll try to do this perfectly well. Wait, hang on. Okay, so the Hierophant up. I think it's upright. Yeah, it is. So it says, the Emperor says, born with the right attitude, even a cone of shape can be a crown. That's what it would be. Upright, it says, the Emperor holds all the cards with absolute authority. After all, a cone only prevents cats from biting themselves. Everyone else is fair game. But power must be used respons- responsibly, and the card reminds us to exercise serious self-control. Master yourself and destiny will follow. So that's what you have to do. Master yourself to desire to follow. That's what you're going to do. You're going to follow your own way. You know, if you stop having financial issues, if you stop knowing what you're going to do, exactly how it is. Exactly. Because the moments have changed. That's what it is. Moments have changed. Because through this reading and through this tiny reading, you have that. That's why it seems to be that, okay, I know exactly. Yes, it would be. So just remember how this resonates to all of you. Exactly. Um, and I know it seems to be that. Like I say, if you have any questions, you can put them on the live chat and I'll ask them if you have any questions. But anyway, the point being is that in this reading, just how that this resonates to all of you. And I know it is. Um, but just how it goes. Okay. Not over yet. No, not yet. But soon I will. Right, so we're going to do this one way or another way. Exactly the same. Okay, so we have that, that, that. Then we're going to have that, that. And then we have this. This is a different reading, but you know exactly. So let's take it how it's resonating. So we have Three of Pentacles. Okay. The world is reversed. Interesting. There's something going on here. King of Swords is upright. Interesting. Chariot. The Ten of Wands reversed. And the King of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. Yeah, someone's losing money big time here. You are incomplete with something. And we have air signs and earth signs in this picture. So we have Capricorn, then we have Virgo, Taurus, then we have Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So we have 6 zodiac signs in this picture. But the point being is that, like, you know, when I look at the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands reversed, and the world reversed, it means that the world reversed means that you're incomplete. It's like you're failing. Being a failure is not succeeding. Because when I look at the Three of Pentacles, it's like you and someone else with God. That's what it is. But that's the thing. It's like you're trying to figure this out. Because I don't know if it makes sense. Like, this is how it's been. So let me try to read this. The Ten of Wands reversed. Extra responsibility is weighing you down. You're trying to do all the things, yet you're struggling under the weight of it all. Delegate and share the work around. You don't have to do it all yourself. Yeah, so yeah, you need someone to help you with all that. Um, and the King of Pentacles, like, it's just yeah. Reflect on your relationship with money and wealth. You may be putting money before anything else, negatively impact your relationships and well-being, or you may be mismanaging your finances, leaving them in disarray. Take responsibility for your financial well-being. Yeah, it's a reflection with money. But if it's impacting you, it's like you're saying, forget this, I'm going to lose. Yeah, you would. But it's not all about, me that's doing the reading. It could be all of you who is watching this. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? It's very, very substantial of how this reading is. Like I say, it will haunt you or it will break you. And negative can be very, very bad. And once when you're in the negative, you can't get back out until what you realize that you were done, that what you did and it was wrong. That's why when I do these readings, I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen. Because the readings will try to switch. And eventually they will. But you have to remain that you can do this. So it's like when I'm saying this to you, it's like that's what you have to do. Okay, this is like almost like a give and take situation, but it's not. So the point being is that while I'm trying to do this in one, so tell me something that's the opposite of the world. The King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, it's the same thing, only it is a different reading. King of Pentacles is exactly the same, but only a different way of the cards. Okay, so if we have that, it is exactly the same, only a different way. Let me try to see that. King of Pentacles reverses is inverted. His Royal Highness warns of being greedy and untrustworthy. The determination to win at any cost is deeply destructive. Turns out that being domineering, controlling, and possessive don't actually lead to long-term success. It is the oldest story in the book: hard work and perseverance. So, in other words, that if someone's being greedy here in this picture, then I can see it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out, hun. Like, don't know if I'm calling my viewers hun. But, it's not going to happen. It's not. Because in my own situation here, you have to understand that there are things that you're trying to learn. And it is. But when I see it from one way to another way, to another way, to another way, to another way, it is, right? But that's what it has to do. Energies can flip in a moment. And if you don't see it, I'm seeing it. Because like I say, when I look at King of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the World reversed, you are incomplete. You are incomplete. because you're not completing the task. You're incomplete. That's what this card is, because you're not completing. You're not complete in, which means you're completing something. But anyway, the point being is that what I'm trying to say is that it's very, very different reading. It has to be a different reading, because when I look at it the right way, the good way, whatever it is, the readings do change, and they do. And it doesn't matter to think of, oh, I got this, I know what I'm going to do. But when I look at the King of Pentacles and this King of Pentacles, they are the same cards but only different. But it's so funny. It's just so funny and and almost ridiculous at the same time. But it's not. You just have to realize that what you can go wrong, right? It's a very significant, very, because like I say, if you're trying to find the right solution, you're trying to do that. But like I say, you're doing this as a way of knowing what to do. You're trying to open up, and you're trying to think of this as a good way of knowing to do, knowing to look at it from one way to another way to another way to another way. Like you can look at it as west, north, south, east. That's what you have to do. But everything is like saying like, in that way. Because when I look at it as negative energy, you're trying to bring that energy out of yourself. You're trying to change that energy into positive. Positive is the best criteria, because negative is bad criteria. What I mean is that negative is bad, and it's very, very bad. But when you look at it as a positive way, you're trying to influence it. You're trying to change that around. That's why it feels that everything is not going your way. But things must rely on that. You just have to sit there and think and think and think. That's what you have to do. Because you know what? When I keep doing these readings, I always think that someone's not paying attention. Like, really, you need to pay attention to this stuff. You need to pay attention of where you're going to go between life, your career, your relationship, whatever. Because, like I say, we must have to believe in ourselves, to do what's right and not wrong. Because the one thing that I'm going to try to say is you need to find a right solution to solve a problem. Help be part of a problem to find a solution. That's what you have to do. But if you can't, then it's like, does this really make sense to you? You can answer that question. Does this reading make sense to you? Because for me, it makes sense. But for you, does it make sense? Like, does it? So just pay attention to this. But thank you, and I hope that I'll see you next time. And thank you for watching my channel. And please subscribe. Okay.